Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting and riveting and amazing Propagandacast with me, your host and Pearl Dane, the one, the only master propaganda hero of psych defender of the fatherland, off you to a glorious 1v1 on Langraskaya. In the northern fields here we got Baoliang fighting for the German army, Deutschland. Here with the 2nd SS Panzerdivision, Das Reich. Here with the Jaeger Infantry, Luftwaffe Supply Doctrine, and Strategic Reserves, only two fairly rarer commanders. In the south is Jibber, Jabber, fighting for America, freedom, democracy. Here with the 5th Armored Division and Armored Company with Assault Engineers, Elite Vehicle Cruise Upgrade, M10 Tank Destroyers, the 105mm Bulldozer Sherman, and the 240mm Howitzer Barrage. Definitely also a bit of a rare commander choice here. So off to the races we are here on the glorious golden fields of Langraskaya. And as always, a big hearty thanks to my own company here, as my patron supporters. Without them and their support, the Propagandacast would not be possible. So big thanks to all those other people that join their illustrious and heroic ranks by pledging on Patreon, or they can donate by PayPal. Links in the description. Finding, commenting, liking, commenting, sharing, subscribing. Also helps me out there indirectly. So we're off to the races here as Jibber pushes forward there for freedom and democracy. Moving up the eastern side of the map here. Moving along the fences. The shrubberies. Gotta maintain those shrubberies. And there you go. Quickly pumps to the building here. Infiltrating there. Baoliang's right flank here. Catches him in a bad position. He was not ready for Jibber to go in this hard for freedom and democracy. Completely blindsiding him. But that said, Jibber was very quick to back off here. If he can maintain this position, but instead he pushes on eastwards here. Also worth noting that Baoliang is not committing to a single MG42, instead he's committing to a heavy infantry build here versus Jibber's heavy infantry build here. This could go either way here then. The Gunners moving from south sides here. Pioneers are being absolutely focused on here as Jibber strikes hard for democracy. The free world, the Pioneers are being ripped apart there in a torrent of M1 go round fire there. The pings of the rifles there, deafening the survivors. He's pushing against the rifle squad there. Reactions there based on the west is securing the fuel point here. So very disruptive study for Jibber. Forcing Baoliang's riflemen or Gundis to just run after Jibber's riflemen. That said, he can only do this for so long, I think. But it's an interesting move here tactically by Jibber, and definitely not one you see very often here on Langraskaya. But there we go. They're now being surrounded by the Grenadiers. They've got you surrounded. Come out with your hands out in the open so we can shoot you more easily. Rifle squad there pushed back. We'll have to see Baoliang can manage to wipe here on Jibber's forces. That said, with this move, Jibber has secured himself a bit of fuel lead here over Baoliang in the early game. 4th Gunnery Squad is out there here for Baoliang and the 2nd SS Panzerdivision Das Reich. Fun fact about the Waffen-SS, which typically is not discussed very much in like most sources, and so not like in the more popular ones, is that the Waffen-SS compared to regular army divisions actually have more battalions per regiment. Like where most army divisions have, like for example 2 regiments of infantry per each, battalion being Panzergrenadiers or Grenadiers or whatever. The Waffen-SS actually had 3 battalions in its regiments there, which is a significant advantage, compared to like the regular army ones there. And it's really something you like have to look along for in a lot of books there to actually find like a mention of. I think it took me years to find a mention of that one in all the books I read. So, bit of an important detail there, but again, one scuffed over there, which definitely gave the Waffen-SS some, extra tactical leeway at the same time, though also helps explain some of their successes compared to regular army divisions at times. Anyways, heavy fun here between the Rifle Squad Grenadiers. We actually got a 5 Grenadier build here for Baoliang, 8 infantry approach here. Jibber here with the Lieutenant. I would not be surprised to see a 50 Cavalry 2 here to help contain Baoliang's infantry approach here. Those being attacked by the Pioneers. The flammable weapons burning through the windows and the doors. Gunners being swarmed here by all American infantry there as Jibber hits back here against Baoliang and the Germans. The Grenadiers are sent packing, practically flying there across the fields of Langraskaya. And there you go, Jibber with the 50 cal, the Mardus, to further help contain Baoliang's inexorable infantry assaults here. And there you go, Grenadiers being charged here. Heavy damage inflicted again. The rifle squads up close have an intense amount of firepower there. Pioneers flanking up behind here. Could lay down some S-mines perhaps. That'd be pretty cheeky there if he had the munitions. Unfortunately for Baoliang, he does not. Fortunately for Jibber, he does not. There you go, Gunners being attacked here. You can see that Jibber is aggressively clearing out the Baoliang's entire front line. Bagger base medic bunker on the way there. No tech yet here. A fast M2 could be very powerful, but more likely I imagine we're seeing a Stuart light tank here from Jibber. Freedom and democracy. He's pushing ahead though. No assault engineers either. Could also be an addition here. Then again, with that many Grenadiers, might be a bit tougher now to get these assault engineers to work, honestly. That said, I wouldn't completely count them out either. Still, Jibber maintaining here. Good control versus Baoliang for now. The aggressive merge, the headed pushes there versus Baoliang. Again, with 5 infantry squads, Baoliang definitely has some potential for map control versus Jibber, as long as he plays his infantry smartly. Pioneer sneaking eastwards there, Grenadiers reinforcing healing. No tech still there for Baoliang. We'll have to see what happens next, but the 5th colour's there, and that is going to be a magnificent issue there for Baoliang's infantry. And there you go, 5th colour firing where the Grenadiers, they also bit out the cover, at least from that angle. There you go, they do manage to get out of this line of fire and avoid getting suppressed. A close call for Baoliang though, very close call. Lieutenant there could push for the eastern fuel point, Grenadiers bring about it, grab the eastern point there. In the centre, Grenadiers bring up there for Baoliang and the German army. Attack finally happening there. Rout squad base in the west, I mean, Jibber is just off to a strong start, despite, you know, Baoliang's infantry approach again due to those early opening moves there from Jibber. 5th colour sitting up here. Baoliang quick to retreat as Grenadiers. They are being met with intense and furious firepower here from Jibber and the 5th Armour Division. Pioneers going at the lieutenant there, almost wiping it out there. Stuart light tank for Jibber, further threatening to compound the situation for Baoliang and the German army. Grenadiers bring through the centre. In the east, the Pioneers quickly occupying the house here. And Jibber's front line is falling back here as Baoliang swiftly advances, looking to do as much disruption and damage as he can to Jibber. Before, you know, Jibber reorganises for the next counter-attack there. Stuart light tank halfway down there, going for the carve point, but that said, Jibber hits Baoliang's carve point in return. Pioneers retreating. Rout coming up to help defend the carve point, at least from a distance. Grenadiers flanking in there from behind to support, perhaps, or perhaps get the Rout squad there. Several options there. Stood almost done. Baoliang will need a light mechanized company here soon, because he's definitely not close to, say, Panzerschrecks to try and counter Stuart light tank. So he's going to need either a Pack 40 or a bunch of armoured cars. I imagine here Baoliang's going to go for the Pack 40 rather than a bunch of armoured cars. But I could be proven wrong here. Pioneers, they're busy with the light mechanized company. Jibber on the warpath once more as the 5th Armour Division crashes through the terrain there. Carts and boxes being shattered here by the Stuart light tank. And there you go, Baoliang with the Panzer Abwehrkanone 40. Ready to meet the American advance head on for the Reich. Stuart light, oh, not Stuart light, and there's an ambulance there for Jibber. Rifle onslaught with Grenadiers. Stuart firing away there, hammering away at the doors, the windows, the walls. The picture of Grandmama Beatrice. In the east side, he's going to put back the Rout squad and the 5th card there. Almost got the 5th card. Close call there for Baoliang, but not quite enough here to stop the freedom assault here of Jibber. His rifle squads, they're chewing apart here. Baoliang's going to do the Pioneers now left to deal with that set. They're bunched up. That actually helps the Pioneers out, as the flamethrower is an AoE weapon. In the west side, he's stooding up to back up Jibber's infantry as once more the steamroller of democracy pushes straight up the centre here. Once more unseating Baoliang's front line. Pack 40 does route to deal with the Stuart. He may need a machine gun here soon to help contain Jibber's rigorous infantry assaults. That or at least some light machine guns. We do get some of those on the way here for Baoliang's Grenadiers. Pack shoot misses the Stuart light tank. West side there, fuel being grabbed by the Grenadiers. Troops sitting out there from the base of Jibber soon. 5th card, they're being reinforced healed. BS one's on the way there. Also worth noting, Jibber has like an awful lot of munitions floating about there. Like, we're not seeing any bars or grenades here, and so anything adding a BRs right now would certainly be a significant boon here to Jibber versus Baoliang, as we definitely think further, you know, risks for Baoliang, at least the match gets sort of further swung against him. It could also just give Jibber's assault much more firepower, as again the bars can really support an attack there. West side of the Lieutenant push back the Grenadiers here. East side there, Grenadiers moving up here. Pioneers grab the eastern field point. Grenadiers there routed. 5th card coming out the centre. Back hitting Jibber's base. Nothing further happening though, for now at least. Also worth noting, fuel point's been rendered neutral at some point. Good work by Baoliang. And Baoliang's response to all that's going on is actually to go for sniping. Interesting choice here. Could work out, but also the way Jibber's attacking could very quickly end up being a waste of manpower. So we'll have to see how this works out. We will have to see. Also worth noting, we're almost 10 minutes of the game, then Baoliang has yet to pick a commander here versus Jibber. Pack Grenadiers, they're holding off the Stuart and an infantry advance here. Reasons with minesweepers. Obviously concerned here that Baoliang might have had the time to lay down some telemines, which could, you know, quickly blow his Stuart light tank to tiny bits. Plus, of course, the minesweepers do assist with repairs. Pack 40 there, of course, at the ready. Got the sniper out here for Baoliang and the German army. East out there, we got the Pony sneaking about. Do we have any mines here? 9 seems to be the answer. Pack shoots, hoping to get lucky. I don't know, unless it's killing a squad is considered lucky. I don't think it got lucky. Sniper there, killing one of the 50 cal gunners. Carl drops dead. Carl! They got Carl! God damn! West side of Ralph Squad was going to be easy. 2 squads hold up in cover. Lieutenant Ralph Squad stood moving in. This could be a pretty bad spot for Baoliang, so needs to remain in. There you go. Jürgen drops dead there. Heinz follows on him into the pixelated afterlife there as the Steward continues to rack up those kills. 1 kill on the sniper. Pack Panies covering up the center here in the east side there. Grenades continue as a flank support there. Jibber will need some more firepower here or some deeper flanks, I think, versus Baoliang because... Oh, Baoliang goes to the offense. Push up here across the road. Threatens Jibber around his own base. But there you go. Jibber is ready with the 5th cal here to stop this Germanic advance. Stewart strikes back. 3 kills. Veterans 1. Gundy is pushed back here by the all-American might there of Jibber's Stewart light tank. Pack 40 moving up. West side here. Gleason shooting in the face of Germanness. And we got tech there for Baoliang. Oh, wunderbar. Nothing yet there though for Jibber. Except we do have the weapon racks, and now we do have some bars being handed out there to his men. The Browning automatic rifle. 1882, which was one of the later models of the otherwise World War I era vintage light machine gun there. Grab these support the Ralph Squad there. Ralph Squad sending up the eastern side here. Grenadiers are Pioneers going to block the building there. Interesting choice there. You'd figure Grenadiers squad with light machine would be a bit more useful there. Pack 40 though being caught here. Tactical mistake with Baoliang, and Jibber seizes this opportunity with both hands greedily. Jumping upon the Pack 40 crew here. And almost got it. There we go. Pack crew's dead. Can he though clear out the Grenadiers around it and then grab the Pack 40 for himself? That'd be a huge problem here for Baoliang. That said, quick rock grenade here. Ooh, hope to bait him into moving. There we go. Realizing he can't grab and run off with it, he destroys it. That said, with only 1 bazooka to do the task, that I think is going to take a bit of a while. They could move the Stew to help deal with it. That might work out there for him. But in the end, he's going to have to fall back. His men already bleeding out quite aggressively, but still the bars are definitely having an impact here on Baoliang's infantry. And we got an M20 for Jibber. Interesting choice here. Interesting choice. Very rare to see an M20 after Stewart, and certainly not 20, almost 13 minutes into the game here. 12, 13, what? I said 20. That's stupid. Anyways, Grenadiers versus the Pioneers. Stewart falling back here. Pack 40 moving up. The eastern fuel point there open to the American army. In one spot, Baoliang finds his fuel supply cut off here, which I would say in part helps Jibber then pull out his M20. But still, it is highly unusual to see an M20 at this point from Jibber. And he's also thinking about destroying the building. There we go, wrecking the house, denying Baoliang, then anchor point on his right flank. Ralph's crossing about here. We got Sniper there with 6 kills. Could build this upon, getting up Panther soon, which is definitely going to be like a big problem here for Jibber, because it is worth noting Jibber currently has a bazooka. That's it. 1 bazooka versus a Panther 4 is definitely going to work particularly well there for Jibber, so. I mean, he could also rush out Osman, obviously, but he's probably not entirely sure as to how the situation is in terms of resources and tech there with Jibber, so going for the Panther 4 is, you know, probably the safer bet. That was Stug. Eastern Fuel then exists. There you go. Sniper, they're killing away at Jibber's reactions. He's going up defending the point here. And we're trying to the move here. What is Jibber intending with this? I imagine that it must be as a sort of sniper counter, as it does have a 50% accuracy bonus against snipers, which other light vehicles do. Like the 222, for example, they also possess a 50% accuracy. A Kugelwagen also has that, and I believe the Universal Carrier for the British. So its Scout Car, the M31, also has a 50% accuracy bonus. So, little fun fact there. That's it, he's using it to grab a point for now. He's being attacked with Ralph Squad. Sniper there with 9 kills. And there you go, as soon as he spots the sniper, he sends in the M20, the pack there being swarmed with Ralph Squad. But the sniper got swarmed. And instead now he turns his attention to the pack crew. I mean, that makes sense too, honestly. Since, of course, with that gone, his infantry or vehicles can operate much more freely here versus Baoliang's forces, specifically destroyed. Pack crew exterminated again there. Canister finish it off. He almost got it. Pioneers was the M20. 2 kills, but there is a Panther 4 now for Baoliang. major out there for Jibber. He will, I think, have to rush out an M10 here because he doesn't, again, really have anything to, like, significantly stop the Panther 4 unless, like, he hopes to get lucky with the M6. And so far, it's not clear what Jibber's intending there. He's got 2 kills on it, though. Panther 4 right around the corner here for Baoliang and the second SS. But besides, you know, that larger complement of infantry, in terms of, like, organization, equipment, there wasn't, like, any major differences between, like, a Wehrmacht division and a Waffen SS division a lot of the time. In fact, in some cases, the Waffen SS division, particularly the elite ones, tended to be actually better equipped than the Waffen SS ones. Fun side note there. Radcore charging the Grenadiers, pushing them back. Panther forming up here for Baoliang. Should have the pin machine gun there. Sniper firing away there. 9 kills. 20 million force here, firing at the Panther 4 there. Shots bouncing off. Eastern field boom seized by the Grenadiers here. Baoliang hitting back here at his All-American opponent. Pioneer squad almost done there for Baoliang. More repairs, of course, a very good idea there. And we can see Baoliang's definitely being a bit cautious. He might be concerned about Jibber acting in mind with his M20. And of course, doesn't want to risk, like, his Panther 4 blowing a tread at the wrong place at the wrong time. There we go. He's got minesweepers out. That is definitely, I think, an indicator that he is concerned that Jibber might have been mining there. Instead, Jibber's going for bazookas. And interestingly enough, he's actually adding BARs to the Major. That's pretty rare, actually. Back here, troops sitting out. Otherwise, nothing further transpiring here in Jibber's base, but again, I'm kind of expecting the M10 here soon. They could also go for Sherman at this point, which I think would also be a good choice here. We got 348 versus 444. Worth still noting, still no commander for Baoliang here versus Jibber. Kind of commandant. Panther 4 they could, of course, do with some light upgrades. A machine gun would be nice. Large Squad there, catching the Grenadiers in the bad spot, quickly wiping them out there, or at least getting Bjorken killed. Panther forming up, bombards, got the bazooka team ready here to back up the infantry. There goes, shoots and misses. A hello miss of the bazooka team. Second rocket though hits but fails to penetrate. Stewart takes an arse hit from the Panther 4. Stewart unsurprisingly bounces off the Panther 4's front llama. Grenadiers are being absolutely shredded here as Jibber's assault continues. And there you go, we do get the M10 Wolverine tank destroyer here to back up his advance. Rout Squad taking further losses from the Panther 4 here. Grenadiers routed as well as the Jibber's assault there under Jibber continues raking through the German lines, but the Rout Squads are starting to bleed out there and will not be able to maintain the offense for much longer. M10 halfway done here for Jibber. And what will Baoliang go for in response to that? Stoots, more Panther 4s. Who knows? Will he try and go for T4? Will he go for strategic reserves in a Panther 4 model J? I mean, there are several options here in past that Baoliang could choose to pick, but so far he has yet to pick any. Panther 4 being fixed up by the Ace Pioneers. 14 kills. They're good. Back in Jibber's base to get the M10 Wolverine out there. Fifth coming forward here for Jibber. 4 kills, close to vicinity 2. Got the M20 fixed up there. We got Fiend 39 versus 444. I mean, so far Jibber maintains excellent map control as Baoliang, despite having more infantry than Jibber in some respects. He's not quite been able to fully leverage it. Rout Squad routed here. We got the M10 route. Fipco coming against the advancing Grenadiers here. Sending in the tank shell for that tank. The Panzer. Stewart M20 moving up the center here. Hitting here a lot of Baoliang's exposed infantry as they move forwards here. Fipco there. The close being wiped out. But the sniper goes down to the M10 sniping him. Wow. That is pretty rare for a shot there. I think that's the first time I've seen a M10 snipe a sniper. I've seen Stooks snipe snipers, and that was one of my Stooks, but I haven't seen an M10 do it. Going for the 5th cover's vehicle crew there. Baoliang finding himself a bit demoralised there at the loss of the sniper there to the M10. He's going for a Pack 4 to help deal with the M10, though again, a Stook could also be a pretty good choice, but I don't fault him for wanting a Pack 40 against that. East side here, Pioneers caught here as they try to flank up behind Jibber's right flank. The west side, Stewart M20 routing near Baoliang's Pioneer Raiders, prohibiting them from moving any further there and doing more of Jibber's economic progress. Advance from the east of the Lieutenant, back at base here, troops reinforcing healing. Baoliang, I imagine, is re-evaluating his current options here versus Jibber after the loss of the sniper to the M10. Pack 40 moving up.
We are losing a sector.
Eastern fuel point ending seized with the major, not fuel point, the point there next to it. Another head on assault here by Baoliang. Not a lot of serious say major flank for the infantry. He's very focused on just using his infantry across the mid of the map. But again, I feel like some more offense on the right side, the west side, could make better progress here for Baoliang versus Jibber, to be honest. But of course, he will need to swap with the tank because, you know, otherwise light vehicles will do nasty damage. Is going to do his pack forward there at it. Stewart M20 backing off, M10 also close within range. There you go, shoots, misses. 5th car there causing further grief and harm here to Baoliang's infantry. And what is Baoliang scheming next? Panzer IV. Major there. Ooh, falling back from the fuel point, interesting enough. Concerned about the ground with the Panzer IV. Turning up, shoots, penetrates the Panzer IV's armor there. With a shot from its 3-inch gun. Pat though pushes it back, taking no chances there. Also worth noting, it wasn't uncommon for the M10 to act a 5th car there mounted in the rear for pretty much only anti-aircraft defense there. So a little fun fact about that one. Stewart, M20 falling back here as the Grenadiers pull out, probably concerned about the Pack 40 supporting the Grenadiers. Panzer IV fixed up. And what is Baoliang planning here? Jibber could go for the bulldozer Sherman here to further apply pressure to Baoliang's infantry support weapons. Would also be something a bit tougher for the Pack 40 to crack, or for that matter the Panzer IV to crack. And he does go for it here. The 105 with a bulldozer Sherman. Rolling force for that one. That will definitely prove to be a bit of a chance there for Baoliang's infantry to survive against Pioneers from the left flank into the Rifle Court here. But how will Jibber actually make use of it? Looks like head-on assault here from Jibber. Pat though punches through the frontal armor. Got the M10 there, punch a hole in the Panzer IV, but Team following up with some more damage. Quick wing in to fix it up, and there you go, damaging the Panzer IV. Down to almost half health here. Exposed, but looks like Jibber does not quite have the forces to launch an assault to finish it off here. But I think with the Sherman deploying smoke around the Pack 40, he could dive after it. Plus, he could also launch an infinite flank here, up here, get behind, you know, Baoliang's front line, also threaten supporting units. Briefly consider another Panzer IV, but Baoliang, having thought about it hard, goes for the Stug instead. Thumbs up. Eastern fuel dynamic system once more the major, but there we go. A significant Grenadier force under Baoliang's command is dispatched here to put a major end to the major's welfare. M10 there, good to go. Bolter Sherman also. Looks like Jibber is going in hard here for freedom and democracy. Pushing forwards, there we go. Bolter Sherman and Stug going for the Pack crew. Almost got it there. This could be a rather devastating blow to Baoliang. The Stug, though, is right around the corner. Pat's moving up. He hopes to draw attention away from the Pack 40, but looks like, oh, the Pack narrowly survives here. Very close call there for Baoliang. Meanwhile, their M10 failed to follow up here as well there. Panzer IV gaining momentum. Their Grenadiers retreating, being hammered by the Sherman, but the Sherman misses. Also worth noting, I do believe Jibber's actually switched out the Stewart crew and the Sherman crew there to get it up faster efficiency. 2 thumbs up to Jibber. It's, again, very good ability, but just one that is so overlooked here. I'll wait Butcher and the backing off. They're close to efficiency 2 already, of course, thanks to the more experienced crew. Return holding back here. Troops enforcing healing here for Jibber. Stewart being fixed up. M20 they also closing in on efficiency 3. Still no mines though. We got 219 versus 425. We got the Sturmgeschütz 3 Alpha and G ready here for Baoliang. Basin pushing eastwards. Bit of quiet here between Baoliang and Jibber at the moment. We got the HE rounds there, punching with Eastern through the front line of the Panzer IV there. With contemptuous ease. And we got Baoliang here with a second Sturmgeschütz. Realizing this will require true firepower to breach the Allied armoured line. West side here, Stewart M20 going for the Grenadiers here. Panzer IV there being fixed up again. Stug there ready with a pin mounted MD42 as well. Thumbs up to that. Sehr gut, meine Herren. Second Stug almost ready. And we got here Luftwaffe supply drops. Fairly late, but there's airdrop medical supplies to the Luftwaffe field officer, supply drops, incendiary bombing runs, and of course the heavy bombing run. What could Baoliang be scheming here versus Jibber? What could he be planning? I don't know, but it could be very spicy. Ralph goes to the gun to the EC. Stuke's getting ready. Sherman, there could definitely be no trouble here with the two Stukes there. Got plus pack. All the shots bounce except for the final Stuke shot there. That's it. They do have a good rate of fire. Can quick follow up with more shots if they do decide to. But there you go. Pack crew exterminated here by the Ralph squad. Pioneers suppressed in the center here. Panther folding back. Infantry not quite there either. We got the Grenadier squad flanking up here. They're being bombarded by the Sherman. Otto drops dead as his body is ripped apart there by the 105 and high close shell pack being destroyed there. Grenadiers pushing forwards. I think Baoliang needs to go on the offense soon here versus Jibber. And there you go. It looks like he is going forwards for Deutschland. There you go. Panther moving up here. Backed up the Stukes. Got the Stukes moving up. Backed up with the Grenadiers. The Stukes drawing attention. If anti-tank rifle grenades off there. Panther 4. Bit blinded here by the something I think was light anti-tank mine. Stukes moving forwards. Damaged engine here. Panther 4 drawing around there. M20 being pushed back here. Fifth Cal trying to block, I guess. Jam versus the Stukes. Quickly taking some damage there. Panther 4 flying in there. Blitzkrieging down, but it's still got some movement there. Pushing close towards the base here. We got the other M10 ready. Backing off for now here versus Jibber. But still managed to push back Jibber here a bit. Good for Baoliang, though Jibber still has a significantly larger armored force. So not quite out of the woods there yet. Gonna use on the fire from the Sherman. Need to fix up the Sturmgeschütz. Boulder Sherman, they're firing away. We got 11 kills. We also got the Howitzer barrage abilities there being utilized. Thumbs up to Jibber. We got 96, 125. I mean, Baoliang definitely do something soon here. Before I think Jibber steamrolls him. Or he runs out of victory points. Stuke fixed up. We got the Stuke moving forwards for Deutschland. Shoots, misses the Stuart. Lucky there for Jibber. Stuke's fixed up. Panther 4 being repaired here. Bit of quiet here. We got Jibber with another massive infantry movement here against Baoliang. Stuart moving up the center. Grenadiers right in line of fire with the Stuart light tank here. The Panther 4's almost fixed up there for Baoliang for Deutschland. Rifle squads moving forwards there for freedom, democracy, capitalism. 88 versus 423. Panther 4's good to go here. M10 moving forwards. Second M10 moving forwards. Ralph squad going for that head-on assault here. Grenadiers flying way at them. Bazooka team on the flank here. Stu could try to fire a bit of the infantry, I guess, here. Ralph squad kept the advantage, and this squad pushed back. Panther moving to assist here. Very smart there, I think. Interesting enough, Jibber though was not moving in the armed support here. There must be some concern there, I think, for Jibber, or perhaps he's just a bit exhausted, I don't know. But that definitely worked out there for Baoliang. And now Baoliang actually in the offense is going with the Stukes here. Interesting enough, not sending in the Panther 4 first, can actually absorb hits better than the Stukes, but sending the Stukes first for Deutschland. There we go, on the move here, and we got, oh dear, we got a heavy bombing run here right next to Jibber's base. Oh dear, and, oh, got him! He just wiped all of Jibber's infantry and took out the ambulance and the bulldozer Sherman. That's got to be the best heavy bombing run I've ever seen. Gott im Himmel. That was absolutely devastating for Jibber. Like, he just went from, like, you know, being in control to, you know, barely holding on. Good God. That has got to be the heavy bombing run over all heavy bombing runs. That completely just ripped Jibber a new superfluous breathing hole or two. Like, I don't think I've ever seen, like, an ability to swing the game so hard. That was devious. Either way, though, I mean, Jibber technically could still win this on victory points, but, like, he needs to be fast about this. He needs to hit Baoliang hard. We also got the pack 40 here ready. We got more infantry, got another 5th kill there. Around the points, need to get those victory points swiftly. You also need to crew what, or get whatever left is in the base they're going. It's like this guy's like, help, I'm stuck here. I also seem to be missing most of my legs. There you go, pushing for decent victory points. Smart move there. M10's moving forwards here. Straight through the center there for freedom and democracy. Panther being fixed up, Stug in reserve here. What will Baoliang go for next? I do not know, but certainly Jibber's odds are looking much rougher now that Baoliang has 5 Grenadier squads versus Jibber's just like 2 infantry squads. 5th coming forwards, got the BAR there picked up. Also losing the bullet stream again further just affects his ability to deal with the infantry. He still has the Stewart and the M20, but the problem is the 2 M10s aren't exactly going to be useful versus all of Baoliang's infantry. Or the pack. Pack opening out in the M10. Defend Western Point here. Stewart being fixed up. The Panther Force good to go there for Baoliang. We got it almost virtually free to the east of 2nd pack 40 here. Clearly, Baoliang is hedging his bets here versus what he considers to be the biggest threat, which of course is the M10s and light vehicles. He's clearly not too upset about, you know, Jibber's infantry at this point. And we got another bullet stream out there for Jibber, hoping for some high explosive to turn the game around here versus Baoliang. Baoliang on the offense once more here versus Jibber. 5th got around it by Baoliang. Return us the Grenadiers. Wipe the 5th cal there. Jibber's misfortune now just keeps on falling down upon him. Intense shoots. Completely whiffs the shot there. Stug half 8 to 22 there. Jibber being pushed back into his base. Raf squad close being wiped out here. 5th cal wiped again. Baoliang's men are mercilessly gunning down all of Jibber's forces. And his base is practically being turned into a shooting gallery for the German army. And a, I guess, practice bombing field for the German Luftwaffe. I don't know. Do they have those? Anyways, M10, they're just like, he's completely caught inside of his own base here. Bunker up there. Baoliang is just at it. Then again, perhaps he's just figuring, you know what, I'm going to try for another heavy bombing run. You got the light vehicles on the west side just thinking, how the hell are they going to help? What can they do against all of this? Shemlin bombarded. We got another How About here, wiping out one of Baoliang's pack crews. A small relief here, but only small, as there's still the fact that, you know, half the German army is currently parked right side of his base. We got 88 still versus 372 here. I mean, Jibber technically still has a 82-point lead. He's completely pinned down. Instead of like trying to flank around, he's just, you know, stubbornly defending the front of his base here. Baoliang could theoretically go for another heavy bombing run here. He could do it. Will he do it? I don't know. Panther moving up. The Ralph squad being mauled here. Diving into the base here. Crushing crews here. Shan being bombarded. Panther 4, they're taking a few hits here. M10 bounces off the Panther 4. We got a blitzkrieg maneuver here. Looking to crush more troops or looking to get out of there fast. I do not know. Nothing on the Shen. We got more smoke deployed here. Infantry rushing forwards. We still got the light vehicles up here with orders not to shoot. M10 kaput here, and we got another heavy bombing run here from Baoliang. I'm guessing more or less the exact same spot there, which clearly worked out here. Yup. This time though, not quite as impactful, just very flashy. But yeah, Baoliang pretty much found the way to get around the Vancouver Convention there. Which states you can't directly drop stuff in your opponent's base, as that's not cool. As it explicitly says, the Vancouver Convention. Stupid they're gaining to 2 shots, and we got 88 within 21. But yeah, at this point it kind of looks like GG for Jibber. We do have the light vehicles dropping in here now. A last dashing cavalry charge, but the M10 is gone. And that means the Stewart and the M20 are pretty much complete toast here for Jibber as well there. So there you go down. Just a single Rav squad is just surveying the absolute carnage that's just been unleashed upon Jibber's base. Sure, they all got the 1000s, you know, yard stay there. See, I think he's abandoned the match at this point. We're just waiting for the game to realize this. Stug is just finishing off the survivors. Maybe. There you go. GG, game over. A loss for Jibber, victory for Baoliang. Quite the fight there for sure. Some nice back and forth action. A really nice early game there for Jibber. Could have perhaps gone for armor faster there. But of course, the big move, of course, just that heavy bombing run that just completely ripped Jibber apart. And I think completely just mentally ripped Jibber apart there. She just couldn't adapt to that. He just didn't know what to do. They obviously lost most of his infantry, but tactically could have still tried to move around here. Like, he basically parked everything here, so he could maybe like moved around here, somehow get around Jibber, Baoliang, but still, he just got completely defensive and just couldn't break out of it. But yeah, that was kind of nuts, like just absolutely devastating. So, yeah. Hope you enjoyed this match. I learned something from it. If you did, subscribe, like, share, comment on it, tell friends, tell family, but don't tell enemies. This is Imperial Lynching. Cheers. Thank you for watching. Till tomorrow again for our next episode. Bye.